McDonald. I am the owner of My Coach and Consultant. And many of you have heard me talk before, and you know that I don't talk about my company. I give you a taste of my company. So today we're going to talk about email for non-dummies. How many of you use email? How many of you taught yourself how to use email? How many of you have ever been to a class or done any reading on email etiquette, do's and don'ts? Some of you, good. You can doze off if you'd like. I'm going to go over some of the basics. Well, you should know this stuff. I'm going to go over some of the basics of email, and I was planning on PowerPoint. That would be fabulous for you, but I don't have it, so.
Sorry.
Make sure you use your subject line. All right? When you do email, it is a reflection of you and your business. And you want to think of email as a communication that is a business tool. So you want it to be polished and good. So you want to make sure you use your subject line. You want to always have a greeting and a closing. I'm going to guess that most of you have a signature at the bottom of your emails that just pops up automatically. But make sure you close it with sincerely, or thank you, or something. And always open it with, Dear Bob, Dear Mr. Wilson, whatever. I want you to avoid those shortcuts that we all use in texting, and especially you folks who are under 30, you just automatically throw in those abbreviations and those shortcuts. And the other thing I'll add to that is acronyms. All of you who are in professional businesses, and you all are, you have your professional acronyms. Spell them out and then put parentheses and put the acronym in place. Then you can use the acronym for the rest of that document. But don't turn people into alphabet soup when you send them an email. You want to be prompt with your response, and you want to use the bells and whistles on your email. You want to make sure that if you're out of the office for a day, that you put an auto reply on there that says, I am out of the office. If you're fortunate enough to have someone else in your company who can respond to your clients, you should be giving them their name, their phone number, and their email so that your clients can get in touch with someone. You want to make sure that when you forward an email, you take out all the stuff that's in there from the 5 people who have forwarded it to you at that time. Take out all those email addresses, because somebody's going to pick it up and they're going to start spamming everyone on that forward. Now we're going to get into the nitty-gritties. Best practices. Proof it. If you're sending a business email, you better stop and read every word of it before you hit send. If you are one of those people who uses caps and exclamation points and bold, or maybe you're one of those people that throws it all together, all at once, stop it. When people open that email, they automatically assume that you're yelling at them. All right? So stop with the caps, stop with the exclamation points, stop with the bold.
How about color?
Color? The general rule on any kind of background designs or patterns or color and so forth is generally it's unprofessional. Use that for your party invitations for whatever, wine with the girls on Friday night. All right? And you know about wine with the girls on Friday night.
Oh, man. And fuzzy baby.
Inappropriate use of email. This is the PowerPoint that I had for all of you. This guy is screaming. If you find that you are responding to an email and you are so tipped off, you are so mad, you are so angry about something, stop. Apply the 24-hour rule. 24 hours, settle down. The best thing you can do after that 24 hours is go face-to-face with that person. If there's a distance issue and you can't get face-to-face, then you want to pick up the phone. At least you get voice tone. If you're face-to-face, you're going to get all the body language. You may be really angry about an email that wasn't intended to make you angry at all. Because not all of us are great grammarians where we know exactly where to put the commas, or we put them in the wrong place, and we end up with something that's horribly misinterpreted. My example is, I didn't say he stole the money. 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 Exact same words, the emphasis on a different word, and it changes the meaning of the sentence entirely. So when you're angry about an email, stop and think, did I perceive it wrong? And give that person a chance to defend themselves. I never intended it to mean that. Let me read you some statistics. Oh, and personal emails. Let's talk a little bit about personal emails. If you work for a company, if you are an employee, and you're doing personal emails, whoa, think twice. Know your company policies, and do not be doing personal emails on your company equipment. Lots of case law on this. I'm going to read you some statistics. This was a survey in 2005 by the American Management Association and the E-Policy Institute, who I've never heard of. Of all the corporations that they surveyed, 25% had terminated employees for email misuse. 13% of those same employers have been involved in litigation triggered by an employee's use of email or misuse. 20% of the employers have had email subpoenaed in litigation. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is from an article that was put out by the Gazette about a year ago, and it was talking about nothing is private when you're doing an email. Remember that email leaves an electronic paper trail. Be sure your content is appropriate. Email is also discoverable through both the legal process and, in many cases, by the press. Therefore, anything written in email is admissible in court and may appear in the media. As a rule of thumb, don't write anything in an email that you would not want to have on the front page of tomorrow's Gazette. I am Chris McDonald. I am the owner of My Coaching Consultant.